Hello, and welcome to the RisenPaw podcast. I'm Captain Bosch von Ronsenberg of Dalmasca.
Yes. Well, that's a good way to introduce ourselves after 800 years away. For centuries we have slumbered deep beneath the core of the earth.
I'm Ralleign Siston.
Oh, now you're gonna introduce yourself? Okay, whatever. I'm that Blake Foxx fellow.
And I'm Pot of Desires.
That works for me. And welcome to the RisenPaw podcast. Episode number...
Who fucking cares?
Good point. Okay.
927.
Yes.
We've done a bunch of them for the future.
We've never stopped making podcasts. What are you talking about?
Alright, so you initiated this, so to give us a go on with the conversation.
Take us away.
Um,
But not away from the table. Then we'd fail the podcast.
Well, I guess first we should actually explain our absence, only we actually shouldn't. Instead, we can talk about books.
Hooray, reading!
But then again, that's not really a subject that we all can talk about, because I'm the only one who's been reading.
Nope.
Fuck
No?
reading.
You've been reading too?
I have read my mangas.
He
Okay,
reads the
fair point.
manga.
The Japanese art of comic book.
I have not read a gosh dang thing. Cause fuck reading.
I read that book Blake gave me. You Blake. You're Blake.
Congratulations on the English. You've mastered it so well.
Speaking.
You speak very good.
But yes, I was reading that one book that Blake got me. I have it right here, actually. Hold on.
Oh boy.
The Dreadful Tale of Prosper Redding, which was not good.
Well, that's better than no book.
Yes, it actually did keep me entertained. See, the book starts off very good, and then it just sort of gets really boring and turns into like some stupid middle school drama. And then like at the very end, it starts getting good again, and like even explains like why the hell the book turned into a middle school drama for like half the book.
And what was the reason that it turned into a middle school drama for half the book?
Because it was the main antagonist stalling for time, so he just like put the main protagonist into middle school and had him deal with all that bullshit while he was trying to actually do the things that he needed to do.
That is a thing, I guess. Okay.
But then like the main antagonist turns into a Bond villain and we end on a cliffhanger, so not that great of a book, I'm afraid, but still it was an entertaining read.
Check back for the sequel.
Now I'm currently working my way through The Fall of Reach.
A book about Halo.
Yep, and that's actually proven to be a pretty good book so far.
Well, you like Halo, so of course you're gonna like the book.
Yeah, fair point.
Metal Gear Solid. Snake goes to high school.
Yes. Metal Gear Solid, but it's a high school anime. Let's see, what else?
Metal Gear Solid, but it's a trashy romance novel.
Oh god! You actually saw that too.
No.
Like, well, I mean, not necessarily Metal Gear Solid. It's actually a trashy romance novel about like this girl who works in a jewelry store. But the front cover features a guy in an eye patch who looks kind of like Big Boss.
Oh, man.
Oh boy.
I think it was like All That Glitters or something.
Who cares what it was called? That is the least important thing.
Who cares what the book's about? As far as I'm concerned, it's a way better book if it's a trashy romance novel where the main subject of the trashy romance is Big Boss.
As long as it was a better love story than Twilight.
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's not very hard to achieve. Can you write at a first grade level? You can. Congratulations. You've probably already written a better love story than Twilight.
Yep, pretty much.
Ripperoni.
Let's see. What else? We've been up...
A woo. I believe that's a penalty of $350 to both of you.
Fuck your fines. Free the awoos.
But yeah, there's been like so much we've been up to in the past 3 months that we will never explain. But like,
I'm telling you, government.
His brain stopped. For
I mean,
a second. You can tell by
our nice sweet granny.
yes. We are now currently recording from this secure underground bunker in Granny's basement.
Exactly. That's totally legit and 100% believable, and nobody will call bullshit on that.
Yes. But yeah, there's been like so much that happened in like the past 3 months, but it's really hard to think about like all the specific details of what's happened. I guess we did watch How to Train Your Dragon.
That is true.
I think you need to watch the sequel. I think it's better.
I do need to watch the sequel. The problem is, the moment I was ready to watch the sequel, Netflix stopped having it.
Well, I mean, you can watch the crappy TV show spinoff if you wanted.
Please don't.
Oh, totally.
Please don't.
Totally. Totally.
Please don't.
Yeah.
But as for the movie about training dragons, it was very
decent, I guess.
It wasn't a bad movie. It just wasn't really a good movie either. It was kind of whatever. I'm not entirely sure how a movie as completely as that movie managed to get like 50 movie spin-offs and 100 TV series, and like is so large now because the first movie was just kind of boring.
I don't know. Maybe it's like you said, like that one time where it's just like the first original property that DreamWorks ever had that year. So they're just like, you know what? We have like an original property. Let's exploit the hell out of it.
I have no clue.
I thought it only got one spinoff in one movie.
I just like improperly termed there because I said the movie was boring, but that's not really true. It wasn't boring. It just wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't so good that
It wasn't boring, but he didn't find it that exciting either.
Yeah.
Speaking of animated movies now, like, I just remembered that I totally got to look up like whether or not Dia de los Muertos is actually celebrated in Spain.
Why do you have to look that up?
Because like for the longest time, like you know how like Coco is like one of the most recent films like to come out of Disney, and like it all deals with like the Day of the Dead and stuff. Like it got me thinking, is the Day of the Dead celebrated in Spain, or is it just a Latin American thing? And then I kept forgetting to look it up, and now I just remembered to look it up.
You know, I feel like someone in the comments below has already answered.
Yes. Well, I'm looking it up right now.
I am guessing that the answer is hell to the no.
There we are. First result that showed up in Google. Is Dia de los Muertos celebrated in Spain?
Oh boy. Is it?
Yes.
I see Friday, November 2nd on there.
Yes, apparently this year it's celebrated on November 2nd.
That's interesting. Spain.
So yes, apparently it is celebrated in Spain.
Cool.
Good to know.
I didn't think it would be.
Me neither. I always thought of it as a Latin American thing, but I guess it's just a full-on Spanish thing.
Or maybe just some select Spanish countries.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't feel inclined to like search by every single dominantly Spanish-speaking country to see if Dia de los Muertos is celebrated there.
Oh, what? You're not gonna check Brazil or Cuba or
Argentina or Venezuela? Now, I feel like Venezuela is a bit too preoccupied with rigged elections to worry about Dia de los Muertos.
Oh well. That's how the cookie does the crumble.
Yeah.
The cookie crumble.
But we promised not to be political, and then we got political, and then we just kind of said, screw it, let's be political if we want to be political.
I don't care. Fuck the rules.
The rules are for the weak.
You can tell that I don't have much to say or engage with because I'm being dumb.
Blake's probably just tired. We got a PS2.
We did get a PlayStation 2. And
Yep.
I've been playing all the games.
Yeah, let's see. What did we all get? We got Silent Hill 3, we got Resident Evil Code Veronica, we got Lord of the Rings: The Third Age, which was a game I was looking for.
Ratchet Deadlocked.
Yep, that's the last one. That's what's the... Oh yeah, and Splinter Cell.
Oh boy.
Splinter Cell.
Which, like, I didn't get far. I got, like, into the first mission, like, the first level of Splinter Cell. Like, got to this point where I need to bypass the keypad, and then realized that it's literally impossible to bypass the keypad now because I got spotted by the one guy who knows the code and had to knock him out.
Dun, dun, dun.
How unfortunate.
Yep.
Unfortunate.
It was very unfortunate.
Let's see. Otherwise, I've been playing a little more of Final Fantasy 12. Like, actually got to the point where I can multi-class my characters, so now there's no reason for me to restart the game entirely anymore.
Ripperoni.
Anything like, any obstacle that I feel like I'm not ready to overcome yet, I just gotta level grind.
Then suddenly you realize that you can only multi-class them with 2 classes.
Yes,
And
well,
sad day is sad.
well, there are only 12 classes in the game and 6 characters. So, pretty much you can get, like, every single class for every single character.
If you want, but some classes probably just suck and you're better off ignoring them anyways.
Yeah. I might have screwed myself over by making Bosch, like, literally impossible to cast magic. Because I gave him, like, the only 2 classes in the entire game that have literally no magic.
Who cares? Bosch von Ronsenberg of Dalmasca don't need no fucking pussy magic.
Yeah.
What?
He's too strong for that.
But yeah,
Oh well.
speaking of characters, like, here's a controversial opinion. I actually think Vaughn's a fairly decent character. Actually, even kind of a good character.
I disagree wholeheartedly. I think he sucks.
But, like, it's only when the plot focuses on him. Like, if the plot's focusing on something other than Vaughn, like, Vaughn's just there. He's not contributing to anything. It's only when the plot is specifically focusing on Vaughn that he actually shines.
Yeah, but 98% of the plot has nothing to do with him.
Yeah, and that's the main problem.
He's not... He really has no reason to be there other than he's just there.
Well, see, actually, that kind of works to the beauty of Vaughn's, like, whole character arc, where, like, he's just this kid who kind of got caught up in all of this, like, Empire bullshit. Like, it starts out with, like, his parents dying, and then, like, his brother goes off to fight in the war, but then his brother is killed off in, like, an Empire plot to kill the king of Dalmasca and frame Bosch. But, like, Vaughn's brother, like, wasn't really specifically chosen for anything. He was just kind of the last guy there, so they're just like, you'll do. Which kind of, you know, gets Vaughn all caught up in this bullshit. Then he decides he wants to be a sky pirate as a way of, like, coping with the loss of his entire family. And then his efforts to do that winds up getting him caught in this entire, like, greater, like, sky pirate war. Then that gets him all caught up in this entire, like, Dalmasca plot. And, like, sure, he's just there, but that kind of works to his benefit when the plot focuses on him. But otherwise, he's just kind of there. Now, if I had to choose one character that really fucking sucks, that would have to be Penelo. Penelo has, like, no purpose.
Well, I mean, Vaughn has no purpose other than to be the protagonist. And Penelo's only purpose is to be his childhood friend, and that's it.
Yeah. Penelo's really the most just kind of there character because she has, like, no motivation. She's just here because Vaughn's here.
Well, I saw you were doing it, so I was like, I might as well.
Yeah.
Sounds like a jolly good old time.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised I kept sticking with this game, considering how much I hate, like, level grinding. And I'm currently to the Death March to Arcadia, so... Yay.
Woo!
Which also means I'm about halfway through all the boring shit that the game's gonna throw at me before the plot finally fucking picks up.
Then suddenly find out it's like your book that you were reading where the plot's just dropped off for half the book.
Yeah. And the plot doesn't drop off for half the game. It only drops off for a third of the game.
Oh boy.
The plot drops off for however long it takes you to do side quests.
Yeah, basically, like, you go through all this, like, wonderful, like, plot development of, like, going out and, like, you get like a shit ton of plot in the opening of the game where, like, you're introduced to all the characters, all their motivations. You have to go and, like, find the stone that proves that, what was her name? Ash, like, is, you know, the rightful heir to the throne of Dalmasca. And, like, you get this interesting plot going on and all. And then, like, this airship blows up. And then the plot just stops. You go to, like, this place to figure out what the stone's used for, and they just tell you that they have no idea. So then they send you to this other place to find out what the stone is used for, and the person there is just like, I don't know. But you should go get this sword that'll destroy stones like this. And you're like, cool. So you go and get the sword, then the place that you were just at gets destroyed. And then you're just like, okay, well, let's just go to Arcadia.
Hey, I don't know what this stone does, but there's totally a sword that'll destroy it.
Well, like...
That makes sense.
Well, like, basically the reason you're going to get this sword is because, like, not only do you not know what the stone does, but you also know that the stone has been depleted and it'll take, like, hundreds of years for it to regain all the magic that it needed. And, like, the Empire has, like, 50 of these stones. So, like, you're like, okay, let's just get the sword that destroys these stones and, like, go to the Empire's main base and destroy all their stones.
Yeah, but the point I'm trying to understand is, here's this stone we know nothing about. So why don't you go get this sword that'll destroy it?
All you really know is that it's powerful, and the Empire has, like, 50 of them. That's about it. The plot has, like, no direction at this point.
Ripperoni.
We're just kind of trying everything until eventually we find something that works.
Throwing spaghetti at the wall and see if it sticks.
Yep.
Sticky spaghetti on my wall.
Sounds like the story is kind of bad at that point.
Yeah. But apparently, like, once you actually get to Arcadia and then, like, do a few fetch quests and a pointless dungeon, you finally get the plot back on track.
Oh boy.
They had to pad out that game length somehow.
Yeah.
Which you'd think all the fucking monster hunts would do, but I guess they needed to pad it out even more.
Well, this game was rushed, like, to release. And this, my friends, is why you do not rush game releases. Or anything, for that matter.
I don't care if you wanted to sell me your game by August 18th, 2018. If your game sucks, you should keep it and then just keep your game and sell it to me at a later date. I'd rather have a perfectly good game than some shit thrown at a wall.
Then again, I guess Duke Nukem Forever taught us that you can also take too long making a game.
Well, I mean, as long as the game is good and it's not absolute shit.
So I guess, like, the good benchmark is don't take more than 15 years on a game. But I think, like, if you're taking 15 years on a game, it's best just to call it quits right there.
Yeah, start making new games at that point.
You know, there was actually someone who pre-ordered Duke Nukem Forever back in the 90s.
Oh, boy.
I wonder if they ever actually made good on his pre-order when the game finally released.
Who knows? I'm sure they did. I would have.
The world may never know.
How did he pre-order the game back in the 90s?
Well, because they were almost ready to launch the game, like, back in the 90s, like, towards the beginning. Or I guess not the 90s, the early 2000s. But yeah, they were, like, almost ready to release the game in the early 2000s. Or no, it was the 90s, it was late 90s. They were, like, just about ready to release the game. And then, like, they were like, okay, you can pre-order this game now, but then, like, the entire development team shuffled around. They had to start all over from scratch.
For how long it took that game to be made, it was really a piece of shit when it came out, huh?
Yep. So apparently, like, it is possible to take too long making a game.
Well, I'm not saying take forever to make a game. I'm just saying, you know, if you're going to release me a game in a year, but the game is still absolute shit and you need to finish it, take another 2 months or so to try to work on it.
Yeah.
You know what game took forever to get made, but when it finally did get made, it was really awesome?
Last Guardian?
No. Well, that game probably too, but Final Fantasy 15.
Oh yeah, fair point.
Which started its life as Final Fantasy Versus 13, and then didn't become that, and then became some other stuff, and then became some more stuff, and then changed hands into a different, like...
Development team?
I don't think it was a whole development team that changed hand, but, like, the lead on it changed, like, halfway through.
Hmm.
And then, like, a new guy took over, and then, like, it changed direction completely and became a whole other thing. It went through, like, shit tons of development hell before it finally came out. And then when it was finally released, everyone was like, this shit's the best shit ever! Finally, 13's shittiness can be redeemed.
Actually, the funny thing about Final Fantasy 15 for me is, like, when it was like released and I first got to play it, like, I thought it was really friggin' good, but, you know, looking back, like, the vanilla release, there were a lot of problems with, like, the vanilla release. There was, like, it, like, felt unfinished. Like, you got like a full story and all that, and quite a few side quests.
Well, I wouldn't call it a full story because the story was where most of the missing pieces were.
Yeah, you got like a story with a beginning and a middle and an end, but a lot of chunks missing from it. You had a bunch of side quests, but like an open world that very quickly got less open the more to the west you went. But like, what they did was they actually like completed the game through a series of patches and like free DLC and not free DLC.
Oh man, I had so much fun with 15 when it first came out. I played it forever.
But yeah, the product we got was really fun.
It had the
like,
best bugs in it too.
Yeah, the product we got was pretty fun, and like they added more content to like make it even more complete by just later.
I still like the monster truck regalia.
Yep. And they're still making more content for it.
I just want the remake of 7 and then the Resident Evil 2 remakes to come out. That's what I want right now in my life.
I want Nintendo to make an actually good Pokemon game. But that's not going to happen.
I'd like to see Nintendo release a Pokemon game that isn't exactly the same as all the other Pokemon games. I want them to just like throw a massive curveball in one of their main title Pokemon games. Like, this is the shit you normally do. Ha, fuck that shit. We're going in a completely different direction now.
Well, I feel like you really can't get rid of the gym leader thing. You're stuck with it.
Seriously, they should start a Pokemon game. They should do a main title Pokemon game where instead of going around collecting gym badges to fight the Elite Four, instead the plot like doesn't even care about that, and that's like some side shit you can optionally do if they even put it in at all, and like give it like some kind of story that has nothing to do with gyms.
Well, the closest thing you get is Pokemon Coliseum and XD Gale of Darkness.
Those aren't
and they're not main title games.
That's what I'm saying. A main title game that has a story. You can wander around the world. You can explore the map. You get your normal ability to catch Pokemon and like in their wild and respective areas.
Oh no, you actually in those games you don't even have to catch Pokemon in the wild. You get to steal them from people.
But anyways, my point is, instead of it being the same formula, they should try one where it just does something completely different. Like, maybe it has, like, a storyline that involves the evil team guys or something, I don't know.
Well, there is Sun and Moon, where, like, the whole point is
but his point is going to be that the totems and the trials are the same thing as gyms. I've already had this argument with him.
Alright, we've had this argument before?
Yep.
I don't remember it, but I'm imagining that's probably what I said.
And then, like, the version of the Elite Four in Sun and Moon is kind of pathetic, because you just, like, fight one guy at the top of a mountain that's just a straight trail with, like, 2 trainers on it.
No, actually, in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, they actually give you an entire path full of trainers.
Well, that's Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. That's the updated re-release.
Yeah, but it's also pretty much the same game, with slight changes to your story.
You know what they should do? They should start a game where, instead of being like a little kid Pokemon trainer, you should be like a Pokemon researcher or something.
Oh, that'd be nice.
And then, like, have the plot revolve around something entirely different. Like, maybe you're just on your way to, like, research some shit, and then you find out some, like, world-altering shit, and then a bunch of people try to, like, stop you from, like, exposing whatever you found out.
That'd be nice. Or hell, what about a game that takes place during like the Pokemon Wars, like that are mentioned in a lot of like the lore books in the game?
Oh, dude, that'd be pretty sweet too.
Like have like a standard JRPG where all the enemies are different Pokemon that you can face, and like you have just a party of regular people.
Yeah, I don't feel like that's what the Pokemon Wars were, though.
I don't know. I just want to see them like take the Pokemon formula and try something a little different with it. Even if they only do it for literally one game and then never do it again. Because I'm sure if they did it, like, everyone on Earth would throw a fit because it was either too different or not different enough or blah, 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 blah. Everyone always finds a reason to, like, bitch.
Yep.
But they should do it once just to do it.
If they did something on, like, the Pokemon Wars, I don't think it'd be a party of people, though, versus Pokemon.
No, they'll make a first-person shooter, and it'll be the Pokemon Wars.
Oh, gosh. Actually, there's like a line of dialogue from one of the games where Lieutenant Surge ends up saying that his Raichu ended up saving him during the wars.
Raichu? I don't know what the Pokemon Wars is supposed to be exactly, but...
I think it's like real-world wars like ours, but instead of just like guns and shit, they actually have Pokemon.
Now that'd be an interesting game. Like, have sort of like a war-themed like JRPG where you play as a Pokemon, or like a Pokemon trainer, and like have it be more like a war stories type thing.
The only thing is they're not going to do that.
Yeah, that's a bit too adult.
Not gonna do that.
That's a bit too adult for a Pokemon game.
I would say if you were gonna do a game about the Pokemon Wars, it should be an RTS anyways.
Oh yeah, that's a good. Actually, there was a Pokemon RTS.
Like a Fire Emblem style RTS.
Well, not really.
Wars would make sense.
Well, not really an RTS, but like a tactics game, kind of like Final Fantasy Tactics. There actually is one that's Pokemon based. It doesn't take place over the course of the Pokemon Wars, but it's a Pokemon based tactics game.
Pokemon Conquest.
Yes, that's it.
I have that game.
Sweet.
Cool. I'll add it to the list of games I'll probably never ever play.
You already have like a giant ass list of those.
Yep.
Oh god, shirt.
Careful, you two. Don't hit the microphone.
I'm waiting for him to actually throw it and for me to slap it away and actually hit the microphone with it. And then everyone's ears are deafened for a bit.
Deafening.
Great! Now that everyone's deaf.
Great.
Oh boy.
Hey. I'm surprised we've only been at this for half an hour. Feels like I've been talking forever.
It's probably because we don't have Blake's input too much on things.
Yeah, usually you two just like start talking about Yu-Gi-Oh! And I just kind of sit by the side and let you two talk while I just surf the web.
Yeah, I don't have too much to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, there's nothing of interest to say in regards to Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh, speaking of card games.
Oh boy.
Oh, shit.
Speaking of card
Okay, good.
games...
Sorry, our monitor shut off, and I wasn't sure if we were still recording. But yes, speaking of card games, I've actually started playing Vanguard with Mizu.
A lot more often.
A lot more often, yes. A lot more often than once.
Woo! Once a year.
Not even once a year, just once.
It's happened 3 times in total.
Yeah.
And it's been once every year.
But yes, so now I've actually been playing Vanguard a bit more regularly with Mizu, at least like once every 2 weeks, or like pretty much any time we both have a day off. Or sometimes when Mizu has a day on.
Actually, that one week we ended up doing it 3 times.
Yep.
It was a Monday, Wednesday, and a Friday.
Yep. I'm actually starting to get the hang of Vanguard and might actually play regularly. Not competitively, obviously, but, more casually.
Competitively, obviously, casually.
Yes, competitively, obviously, and casually.
Oh, well.
You're like throwing down some sick-ass rhymes and you're not even meaning to.
See, like, you can play competitively, where you structure your deck around countering your opponent's strategies and then try your best to win. You can play casually, where you just structure your deck around how you want to play, or you can play obviously, where you play with a deck that's all face up.
Sadly, I don't think they've made a deck like that yet. I do know that they have Magus, which is one of those decks where it's like every 5 seconds you're checking the top card of the deck for something.
Just do like Brutal Moose and try to hide your giant Blue Eyes card in your regular sized deck. Nobody will notice.
I play the Blue Eyes White Dragon!
That made me think of the only interesting thing that's probably happened that actually hasn't happened yet.
That has happened, but hasn't actually happened yet.
Well, they've announced it, but it hasn't happened yet.
Oh. What's that?
What is it? The 6th Legendary Collection of Yu-Gi-Oh! So far? The Kaiba set.
Ooh.
Neat. I actually just remembered something of interest. So, little Karibo, that fellow, tweeted out today, I think it was today, he was floating the idea of doing an event where he brought members of the audience on to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels against him, and every time they damaged his life points, he'd answer a question, and every time he damaged their life points, they'd answer a question.
Ooh. That sounds interesting.
That sounds like fun.
He was floating that on Twitter, and I was like, that actually sounds like it would make for
an interesting like podcast or stream or something.
Yeah.
Or something where he just takes it, rolls it apart, and makes thousands of videos with it. Or, 6, depending on the amount of players he ends up playing in a day.
But can't he attack the moon?
Only if he has the spell card for it.
Speech impediments must have been a real big deal for wizards.
Oh boy.
I don't know. I'm on shower thoughts, so I sometimes get the weirdest things that pop up.
I'm now imagining someone that has to say a spell with a lot of S letters. With a lisp.
I'm just imagining, oh my god, what is his... Jimmy from South Park trying to cast a spell. What when Guardian Leviosa so
Oh, yeah? Well, have this. That Cadabra.
Oh my god. Did you ever see their Christmas episode where Jimmy sang the 12 Days of Christmas song?
Oh,
I don't think
God.
I have, but that sounds...
It starts at the beginning of the episode, and by the end of the episode, he finally finishes. And they go on a whole adventure while he's just standing at the town center singing the 12 Days of Christmas. Although my favorite one's when Timmy forms a band. Because he's mentally challenged, and the only thing he can say is his name, and he just yells it. And these metal guys find him, and they like the way he yells Timmy, so they just make him part of their band. And so they're playing the sick ass music, and then he'll just every song go Timmy. The worst part is it actually doesn't sound bad whenever they play songs.
Sometimes you just go all out for a joke.
And then halfway through the episode, the one guy leaves the band to start his own solo career, and he releases an album called Reach for the Skylar because his name is Skylar.
What?
And it flops because he sucks.
Well then.
Yeah, they're making fun of I think they were making fun of Phil Collins. I don't remember anymore. Like, I feel like that's what it was.
Can you feel the love tonight? Was that Phil Collins? No, that was Elton John.
No, you're... All of the Tarzan songs are the ones you're thinking of.
Yeah, I was trying to think of a Tarzan song, and then I thought of a Lion King song instead.
2 worlds, 1 family. Trust your heart, let something decide.
Let faith decide. This diabetes lies we see.
What?
Yeah, like basically every song in Tarzan is a Phil Collins song. And then, you know, what is it?
The what is what?
I can feel it calling in the air tonight. Oh,
Hold on.
yeah, that song.
I've been waiting for this moment for all my life. Hold on.
That's way too much emotion for a Phil Collins song.
He's saying the song better than the original singer.
I don't remember, what are the songs that he did before he went solo, like whenever he was with Genesis? Because they had songs too.
Phil
but
Collins was with Genesis?
yeah, that's where he started,
Oh, man.
wasn't it?
Oh man, that's been like forever since I've heard one of their songs.
Yeah, that was where he started, but I can't remember any of their songs. But that he started with Genesis and then he went solo after that.
And then like his main claim to fame was doing Tarzan.
I do not believe that was his main claim to fame at all. I believe that I Can Feel It, whatever, that song was his big hit. And then whatever songs Genesis had. I'm not savvy on music history. I only vaguely remember stuff.
Yeah, I'm not too big on music history itself, but I'm huge on music, especially classic rock, which is why it kind of surprises me that I've never heard, that I've like don't remember any Genesis songs, and
I'm
have not
sure
heard their songs for like a long time.
I'm sure you would if you'd like heard one, but
Yeah. Gonna take a lot, drag me away from you.
Oh gosh.
There's nothing that 100 men or more cannot do.
Oh gosh.
Even when I'm not trying to sing, I still sing pretty well. I think that's just a sign of a massive ego, though.
I'm full of myself.
So, if you resort to auto-cannibalism, are you full of yourself?
Mm-hmm. I'm full of myself, but I'm still hungry. Well, that was a line in a rap song. I want to say it was Eminem, one of Eminem's raps, but I don't remember.
Nice.
Yeah, that might have been in Rap God that he says that. I don't remember anymore. I just remember at one point somebody says, I'm full of myself, but I'm still hungry.
I don't know. Rap God moves like so fast that I can't ever tell what he's saying.
I remember the very, very first part, but that's it.
Oh yeah, where he's like channeling Max Headroom.
He's, for me to rap like a, what is it? For me to rap like a computer must be my jeans. I got a laptop in my back pocket. My pen will go off when I half cock it, and then I don't remember the rest from there.
Nice.
I don't know what words to say or how words work at the moment.
Well, hey, I mean, like, now that we're actually doing this podcast and we're finally getting back into the swing of videos, like, I think like this will finally like give me the motivation to finally fucking work on that review of Defective.
Yeah, you're so far behind on that. By the way, I'm pretty much planning to delete the Resident Evil footage and take down the 2 episodes of that we put up, and then re-record from scratch because we're so far removed now.
Yeah.
Rip.
I mean, we could always just continue where we left off, like, and just try to figure out where we were from where we left off.
That would lead to some hilarious moments.
Nah, I'm just gonna say let's just kind of redo it from scratch. Because I actually liked Revelations. It was kind of fun. And you can play again because you still don't know how the game goes. You only know that first part.
Yeah, I only know up until the wolves. Well, was it just the wolves? Or was there more? Was there more that I went through? I think there was that point where like, Jill and whoever his name was like learned that Chris and whoever her name was like were stuck on a ship, and then like Chris and whoever her name was like were out in the Arctic. And then they get a call and learn that Jill and whoever his name was, like, were stuck on a ship.
Yeah, it goes full circle.
And I was just like, well, it's obvious that Mission Control is walking them all into a trap.
Oh, man. Yeah, we should just restart that one from scratch.
That sounds like a good idea.
I don't actually know why we're recording a podcast right now, because we still need to get gameplay footage to put up Let's Play videos.
Because at least putting up a video a week is better than putting up no video.
Yeah, I was figuring like we should probably just do this podcast so that like we can actually start feeling like putting up videos again.
Yeah.
Because like the undisclosed reasons that we haven't been doing things for like the past 3 months involves like, okay, you know what? Here's the full disclosure of what's been going on these past 3 months. Laziness.
Or, exhaustion.
Yeah, we've all been exhausted, we've all been lazy, like work's been keeping us busy.
So, if you want to know exactly why we haven't been making videos, it's pretty straightforward. I did 98% of the video editing, and following November I got super depressed and stopped doing anything. And then by the time I stopped feeling depressed, I was too lethargic and exhausted to give a shit to make any more.
Yeah.
That's your rundown of what happened.
So now I'm gonna like actually start like getting myself to do video editing so that we're not like lumping all the video editing on Blake.
And I need actual free time where I'm not spending 8 hours at work.
Yeah, we're working on actually getting a new job.
6 days a week.
We're actually working on getting a new job for Mizu because his current work really sucks. And once we do that, he'll have a lot more free time.
Your current work sucks? In what ways does it suck? Why don't you enlighten our audience? That'll kill 3 hours.
Oh, you mean like my boss telling me that I need to have 500 things done within an hour and then lumps another 500 things on me?
That sounds like our new store manager, actually.
And that is basically all I do for the past 8 hours. And if I fail to do one of it within the specific time limit she wants it done, fuck me, I'm the worst worker there, despite the fact that the other 7 people that are there are just standing around chatting.
Or there's the fact that you routinely work 48-hour weeks.
Oh boy. Actually, this week is 44.
Yep. Point is, you're working overtime every single week. With like a max of like 1 day off every week.
What?
In fact,
I thought everyone did that. I thought it was completely regular.
In fact, I feel like this is actually legit illegal.
Nah, it's not illegal. It just sucks. Sucks all of the dicks.
I don't know. I'd have to like.
And your entire life energy out of your body.
I'd actually have to like look up.
Life force.
I don't know. I'd have to actually like look up like labor laws for this state, but like I really feel like this is legit illegal.
Yeah.
In fact, let me look this up right now. Actually, go into Google. Go into Google.
Go into Google.
This
Go
state
into Google.
Labor laws.
Oh boy. Welcome to the podcast where we learn how to do things that are lawful.
Yes. What's your legal issue? Let's see. This state protects employees with labor laws that cover wages and hours, as well as other important aspects of working. Federal laws often dictate a minimum amount or standard that states can't drop below, such as the federal minimum wage. If a state wants, it can provide greater protections for its residents, such as mandatory employee meal breaks. The following table details the main provisions of this state's wage and hour laws.
Okay.
Let's see.
That's wage laws, but not overtime pay. That's pay.
Community employee wage. tipped workers minimum wage, prevailing wage minimum.
That sounds like a lot of stuff.
Meals and breaks. This state's law doesn't require employers to provide adult employees any specific type of break. Oh, so this state's law apparently doesn't require breaks, but it's suggested.
I haven't had one of those in like 3 months.
Jesus, this state's like labor law sucks.
What's the labor law?
Apparently there's like there's no mandatory break.
Uh-huh.
There's no like right to work law.
Uh-huh.
Fucking
I don't think the law that you think exists is what I'm kind of picking up.
yeah, like this state's labor law sucks.
Ripperoni.
It sucks. How was that?
Yeah, so never mind that shit. Fuck.
I told you I didn't figure that anything they did was illegal. Except for maybe the thing where they don't let you wear a coat at the window in -degree weather. That's
No.
probably not so legal.
Nope, instead they just give you a windbreaker and say, have fun.
And
No,
then
they
even
give you a
sometime-
windbreaker, so never mind.
And then even sometimes they don't give you the windbreaker because someone else needs it more.
Yeah, that was the thing once.
Oh, well, that's back to where we were before. Yeah, cold weather's cold. I don't think they can make you freeze. Oh, wow. We're doing such a good job.
Well, hey, I mean, we're just getting back into the swing of things, essentially.
I'm saving all of my Silent Hill commentaries and thoughts for when I'm actually waking up to discuss it.
Why don't you skip on the Silent Hill commentary
Let's
and
see.
thoughts?
Well, how about we talk about like future plans that we want to do for this channel,
Like opening trading cards in about a week.
Yeah, we're gonna do like opening trading cards. As soon as we can get like two or more high quality cameras, we can actually like record card duels.
Which hopefully will be happening once I get tax money.
As soon as we can get a capture card, I was thinking we can actually branch out and do a lot more games, like do some console games and stuff. I was thinking like we may soon be able to like start doing Twitch like live streams of games and stuff.
We could do Twitch live streams now, but I'd much rather wait until we have a paid version of XSplit before we do any live streams, because it'd be annoying only able to record at like 720p with a giant fucking symbol on the thing.
Yeah. And then like in addition to like the live streams, like this might be like the worst idea I've ever had. But
What's that?
like well, the first thing I was planning on doing with this isn't that bad of an idea. Like what I wanted to do was like eventually do a full let's play of like Final Fantasy 15. But like instead of fast traveling anywhere, like I just have Ignis driving me everywhere and like throughout the car rides like read a book out loud to the audience.
I would say it would work if the book that you chose was really shitty Final Fantasy 15 fanfictions.
Okay, yes. Yes, that I will most definitely do then. Like find some really shitty Final Fantasy
Do some like
fanfictions.
Noctis X all of the other guys.
Oh god, yes.
Like fanfictions. What?
Could have sworn I heard something banging over there.
I heard a pop.
Oh well.
Pop.
Probably just a candle or something. Yeah, we lit a scented candle. But yeah, like I could do that, and then like that would lead into some of the more shitty ideas that I had, like play an uber difficult game, and every time I die, read a page from a book.
Yeah, I want to do a challenge run on Dark Souls, but not a ridiculous one. I'm not going through the game with a broken sword. Fuck that.
Yeah, the broken sword run.
But I'm going to look up some challenge versions, because I've beaten Dark Souls before, so just playing it regular would be kind of eh.
I'll definitely have to do like an Uber challenge run of Final Fantasy 15, because I did manage to beat the game once, like without leveling up once, and without touching the Ascension menu.
I have an idea.
What?
Every time you die in the Final Fantasy game, you have to play another RPG game until you die.
Final Fantasy 15, but every time I die, I play Final Fantasy 9, but every time I die, I resume Final Fantasy 15.
That would make for a weird...
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't thinking specifically Final Fantasy games entirely.
But yeah, like,
that works.
something like that. Like, play an uber difficult game, but every time I die, I play a different uber difficult game. But every time I die in that game, I resume the first uber difficult game. That would make for an interesting stream.
You could do that with Dark Souls and Bloodborne, and you do a lot of switching back and forth.
Yeah.
Like every 12 seconds.
Too bad we don't have Bloodborne. We only have Dark Souls.
Yeah, I want Dark Souls 3, and I guess 2 just to play 2, but I've heard that 2's skippable.
Two
There's
is not
nothing.
that
There's
good.
nothing that adds to the lore, and it's just kind of okay, is what I've heard. So you're better off to just go straight to 3, and then Bloodborne is an entirely separate thing.
But still equally enjoyable. Perhaps even more enjoyable.
Oh man, I kicked Dark Souls ass. It was great. And then I hung out in Anne Orlando fighting Ornstein and Smaug for 100 million times.
Yeah. Sadly, Dark Souls actually doesn't seem that up my alley. Like, I'm good with like uber difficult games. Like, I'm okay with those. I played Serious Sam and had a lot of fun with it, but Dark Souls for me isn't that entertaining. Mostly because like its difficulty comes from the fact that you kind of need a guide, like a walkthrough, to understand most of the stuff that goes on in Dark Souls.
No, see, you can beat the game without a walkthrough, definitely. I don't even think I used one whenever I played. No, I didn't use one.
But like most of the stuff requires a walkthrough.
But if you want to know the story, you're probably gonna need to like consult with guides and stuff. But you don't need a guide to get through the game at all.
Well, even then, like there's a lot of stuff that you're going to miss in the game if you don't have a guide. Like
That's true of any game.
Like the hidden wall in Anne Orlando, where you need like a specific ring that you're going to get somewhere else that doesn't even seem that important.
Yeah, but that's bonus stuff. You don't need that to beat the game, so...
Or the Painted World, or how to start the DLC. Like, you can get DLC for Dark Souls, but in order to start it, you have to, like, go into this swamp area, walk all the way to the end of the lake, pick up one item, like, come back to this one other area, enter a well, fucking... all that crap.
Yeah, but that's fine. None of that stuff bothers me. The game is totally fun.
Or there's returning to the tutorial area, where you have to, like, go up an elevator, jump off the elevator as it's going up, land on a small pillar, walk to this nest, and then use an emote that makes you curl up into a ball.
Oh yeah, that's pretty sweet.
I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about with this
Yep.
Dark Souls game.
Don't call my name, don't call my name, Anne Orlando.
But yeah, there's other things I want to do. Other games I want to play. Did we ever talk about Doki Doki Literature Club?
No, please
No.
don't.
We won't talk about like any of the stuff that happens in the game, but I just wanted to make mention that I've played it.
We've played it. We've watched it be played, and we've played it, and we've seen the theories about it. We know what needs to be known.
So yeah, I mean I'm open for discussion about it at any time, but I will not say any spoilery things in public place. I will just say that the game's free, play it. Which is pretty much what literally everyone says.
I'm going to say don't play it, never play it, leave it alone. It'll haunt your dreams.
I guess.
It'll haunt your dreams and give you screams.
It'll haunt your dreams with cute moe girls and fucking tsunderes. I really, really hate, like, harem animes. I think I just feel like pointing that out. I just do not like harem animes.
Yeah, they're fucking stupid.
Harem animes and, like, dating sims are both, like, kind of stupid.
They're fucking terrible.
There was one,
They have no redeeming qualities whatsoever.
There was one, like, dating sim game I played once, Angels with Scaly Wings, where, like, the main plot is actually fairly interesting and even calls you out. And even, like, at one point on certain, like, paths, calls you out for trying to play this, like, a dating sim instead of, like, actually focusing on the main plot. But the only way to get any of the good endings is to play this like a dating sim and lust after that Dino D. Or no, it was dragons. Okay, no, it was dragons, not dinos.
Whatever. All I know is that every dating sim game I've ever seen and every harem anime I've ever seen are fucking stupid. And they have no reason to exist other than for somebody to fucking jerk off, and that's their only purpose in life.
Yep.
So, like, I don't understand why you wouldn't just go, like, do porn instead.
Yeah, pretty much. Zach's a huge fan of like those sort of dating things, though.
I think
If
he
it's
just likes the one with the tigers, I think.
Yeah, I thought that was the only one he liked.
Oh, yeah.
He just likes that one specific one with the tigers.
Because it's a furry one.
Yep.
I think they're all dumb. I've never seen one that I liked.
Oh yeah, and then
Except
he
for
also.
Doki Doki Literature Club. That one's pretty good.
But that's a special case. Actually, speaking of Doki Doki Literature Club, there's another dating sim I need you to play that's kind of like that. I've only ever read about it, but like apparently it's also free, so I would totally like encourage you to play it at some point.
What is that?
I forget the name.
Well, you're going to have to look it up so we can play it then.
Yeah, that doesn't help me any if I don't know what it is.
I know how to find the name though, but like I'll look it up later.
Okay, well, maybe I can play it on the channel since we can't play Doki Doki because we all know what's gonna happen already.
Yeah.
Although, god fucking damn, that would have been like 800 episodes of fucking nothing happening.
Yeah. Like
Hello, friend Aaron.
Like literally every chapter of this game like took me an hour to get through, and it takes you an entire act of the game before you actually get to anything interesting.
Yeah, that's the main downside to the game is that you have to drug through so much dating sim fucking bullshit to get to the good stuff.
See, like the big thing about that though is like I can understand that in games like Spec Ops: The Line, which like takes a long time to get to the interesting bits because they pretty much bank on the reviewers quitting like 2 or 3 hours in. So they have to have like 2 or 3 hours that look like a generic shooter before you can actually get to the interesting bits, so that reviewers don't just casually spoil the entire game. But like, it doesn't really make sense with Doki Doki Literature Club, especially seeing as like it's tagged psychological horror in the Steam marketplace.
Yep.
That is showing up on the mic, you know. Stop it, please.
I feel like we should just leave that in there.
Planned on leaving it in there.
Same here. I'll probably edit this video, even though it's currently my work week right now.
Oh boy, you're gonna edit it? That'll save me the trouble of having to do it.
Yep, you can spend the entire time looking for interesting games for us to play.
Well, I already told you that we're gonna replay Revelations.
Yeah, we are gonna replay.
And I
Revelations.
have a Pokemon video that I have to do the edit of.
Oh yes.
That I was
need to-
hoping to do like last week when I actually had 2 days off and
you have a day
completely
off.
failed at doing it.
You have the day off tomorrow. What I think you need to do is you need to put Lightworks on your laptop and then get the Pokemon video and put it on your laptop and then just edit it from your laptop.
That's what I'm doing with the.
Because
That's
you're
not-
always watching Vanguard on your laptop anyways, so it'll just be sitting there and one of the days, maybe eventually, even though you're tired,
that
you'll just do it
doesn't
anyways.
help with the tired and stressed out issue.
You know, I'm totally hoping that ambulance just got picked up on our microphone.
We
We need to like fucking soundproof this room at some point.
Yeah, are you gonna fit the bill on that?
Fair point. Well, I don't know. I might. Sometime in the future.
I have a feeling that you can't afford that. Now or in the future. Unless this channel starts doing really, 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 really well, I don't think we're going to be able to afford soundproofing.
Yeah.
Although if this channel did so well that we could afford soundproofing, I would probably switch to full timing on this channel.
Yeah. Actually, I want to try getting into psychology, but that's a completely different story.
That came right the fuck out of left field.
Yes, yes it did.
That had nothing to do with the conversation we were having.
Oh boy, I love having Cheerios. I was thinking about doing psychology. Okay.
And just as easy as that plot point came up, it is gone. Now let's talk about something else.
You know, these brownies taste pretty good. I need new shoes.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh man, it is a beautiful day outside. Jessica left me. What were we talking about earlier before I came up with this whole psychology bullshit?
I don't even remember anymore.
Blake doing the quit of the Walgreens and working on doing the video edit full time.
Yeah, I was saying that if we got to the point where we made enough off of YouTube to where we could actually afford to soundproof, that would probably also be right around the same time that I switched to doing this full time.
Yeah. I'd probably still keep a job. Like, I'd definitely still keep a job, like, even if we make it big on YouTube, because need a more stable version of income, because YouTube isn't exactly the most stable income source.
That's what Patreon's for.
That too, yeah.
That's what Pay Your Mom's for.
But
Patreon Mom.
But even then, I'd still keep, like, a legit job, like, tacked down, just in case one of us... Cheerios!
No.
Love them!
Cheerios are super good, but not as good as Apple Jerks.
Apple jerks.
Apple Jerks. Fucking Apple Jerks. Walking around thinking they're better than everyone else. Fuck them.
Oh, boy.
Well, I start...
You hit the table.
Take that, table!
Well, I started taking up exercising, and then just stopped.
I would love to take up exercise, but my entire life is consumed by Wendy's.
Wendy's is love. Wendy's is life.
It's funny because normally you consume Wendy's, but then you learn that one time the manager dropped a grilled chicken on the floor and then picked it up and put it on the grill and told one of his employees to just continue grilling it and serve it.
Oh, yeah.
And then you're just like, nope, I am never ordering from Wendy's ever again.
That's something that regular employees can get fired over. So how does a manager get the fuck away with that?
Because he only focuses on the numbers and not like actual customer service or food safety or anything.
Fair enough, I guess.
Let's not forget to mention that this manager refried fries and nuggets.
Refried beans.
Yeah. Oh yeah, apparently one of your future managers, yeah, that's actually where I learned it, was like one of your future managers like came into Walgreens like the other night and was telling me about like all this crap, and I'm like, wow, I am never eating from Wendy's ever again.
I gave up fast food all the way back in January, so it's all good for me.
Well, I suppose now's a good time for me to give up fast food too.
I already chose to not eat fast food anymore.
I'll give up fast food once I stop working at a fast food place. Because it's kind of hard to give up fast food whenever it's right there in front of my face.
I decided that it would probably be good for my health. Although it's not helping with anything else.
Yeah, it's helping me with my health as well.
I'm still a fat piece of shit.
It's helping me with my health as well. Like I said, I wanted to take up exercising, but like I eventually had to stop. Like, actually, just today had to stop because, like, did I ever mention having ingrown toenails on chat before?
No, you have not mentioned your
for the longest
pain toenails.
For the longest time, I had, like, ingrown toenails, like, on, like, fucking 5 of them. And just got surgery over the course of, like, when we stopped doing videos. And I was like, cool, now I can start exercising again. And then I start exercising again. And then the one toenail that they didn't operate on became ingrown. And I'm like, fucking goddamn.
Which toe is it?
That one.
This one?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, because it's all red and
It's all red, purpley, and swollen.
Yep, and so I had to schedule a doctor's appointment for that, even though I still haven't fully paid off the previous one. But I'm steadily working on that. I should be able to, like, fully pay it off, like, in 2 more paychecks.
Cool. You got plenty of time.
Yep. But yeah, so that's sort of the bullshit state of things for that. And then as soon as I get that done, I can start exercising again, only to have both my legs break, because apparently my body really does not want me exercising.
I can exercise, I just choose not to.
Like, seriously, the last time, like, the whole, like, ingrown toenails thing started was, like, immediately after I started exercising. And now this one happened immediately after I started exercising.
I feel like then what you do is you get yourself a treadmill and one of those little bike things.
Yeah.
I love the bike things, those are fun.
Those are fun.
We should get one of those things, but I feel like it's just gonna get stolen.
If you leave it up here, how would it get stolen?
Okay, maybe not if we leave it up in the apartment. But like, where would we store it in the apartment?
In this tiny little section that we put nothing at.
That's where all the cords go.
You could set it...
Oh yeah, I guess I could exercise right next to Noctis.
He's great motivation. You'd be like, he's so handsome.
Yeah. I could just have Gladio shouting at me like the entire time I'm exercising. Yeah, that would be like my that'd be my exercise music. Like
move those pedals faster.
Most people listen to like pop and stuff and like heavy rock and stuff. I'm gonna like fucking pay Square Enix to get Gladio's voice actor to like in character motivate me to keep doing exercise as Gladio.
You do share a mutual love for cup noodles.
Yes.
Cup noodles!
It's funny, I actually started eating cup noodles, like, just for the meme, because, like, Final Fantasy 15 was doing it all, and I was like, ha ha ha, cup noodles! And then it became, like, an actual staple of my diet.
Should probably change that.
Maybe, but cup noodles are also, like, really cheap and easily affordable.
Yeah, you should probably change that, though.
Hey, to be fair to him, he does include egg and hot dogs.
Yeah. I need to find a healthier meat. You know, at some point, we have to, like, make the grand pilgrimage to Costco and, like, get a fucking giant box of Spam so that I have something healthier to mix into my cup noodles.
At some point, I need to just make healthier eating choices, but whatever.
Yeah. I also started putting sriracha in my cup noodles, and that's pretty good. Then again, sriracha goes with a lot of things. You can put fucking sriracha on pizza, and it still tastes great. Well, unless you don't like hot things.
I would not enjoy that at all.
Oh well.
So much quiet.
So little time.
You probably shouldn't be whispering when you're so far from the mic.
I wanted them to not know what I was saying. So that way now you have to dub it.
Pineapple!
No, I just wanted Raul to end up making it into an anime where he has to start dubbing it and editing.
Subbing it.
Whatever.
Yeah, I'm totally, like, I'm just gonna like, no, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sub it, but then I'm gonna run the sub through, like, 5 layers of Google Translate.
And dub it.
And then eventually I'm just gonna replace all the subs with Steam Tams.
Oh dear God, no, please.
It'll be an unforgettable luncheon.
No! How dare you do this?
Well, I mean, to be fair, that probably was a very unforgettable luncheon.
Well, I mean, he had steamed hams, learned that What's-His-Face had an Aurora Borealis in his kitchen.
Yes. And it was apparently so unforgettable that people forgot it for like 10 to 15 years and then suddenly remembered it. And now it's a meme.
Memes are fucking stupid.
Yes.
Memes make no sense, but that's also what makes them so great.
Yep.
I keep waiting for you to say something, but you're not saying anything.
Speak.
I don't know, how long do we want to record this for? Like, I forget how long we normally record it for. An hour and a half?
Donuts in space.
We record it anywhere from like an hour to 2 hours-ish.
Alright.
so it can be any length of time.
I don't know. What else do we have to talk about?
Oh.
Well, I guess at some point I also do want to do a Let's Play of, like, The Lord of the Rings: The Third Age, because we have that game.
That makes sense.
And, like, I'm wondering if, like, one of you guys want to play it with me, because it is 2-player. Technically 2-player.
I'll play it with you.
Sweet.
I'll play with you. I mean, what?
But yeah, I was also thinking, like, I'm wondering, like, throughout that game, there's, like, basically full motion video cutscenes that's just, like, scenes from the films. Like, from the Peter Jackson films. And I'm wondering if, like, I should go all out and, like, recut those scenes using the, using, like, this DVD box set we have of all, like, the extended cuts of the films in, like, the highest resolution possible on DVD.
I feel like you shouldn't, because maybe copyright.
Yeah, or if to avoid copyright, I should just redraw all the scenes in my own, like, crappy artistry and, like, show everyone, like, how good I am at art.
That sounds like a fun idea.
It'll be so beautiful.
It'll just be, like, a bunch of storyboards with, like, crappy art, like just a bunch of, like, brown triangles and just, like, labeled mountains.
I was expecting you to have Gandalf show up on, like, a piece of paper as a stick figure, and then you have to put right next to him Gandalf.
Yeah. Nah, for Gandalf, I just draw a stick figure in a pointy hat with a long beard.
But I feel like you still should put, like, Gandalf.
Yeah, and I'd still have to label Gandalf.
So that way no one thinks that he's Frodo.
See, for Frodo, he'll just draw everyone else he's been drawing, only shorter.
Yeah, Frodo will just be shorter. And then I'll find, like, some JPEG of, like, bare feet and just slap them on the bottom because hobbits. That's how you know it'll be a hobbit.
You could just draw stick figures and then Photoshop the characters' heads onto them.
Oh yeah, that works too. But then, like, if I do that, I'd also have to, like, constantly mess up the characters and, like, instead just, like, take other characters that their actors have played. This time I smacked the table, and I was doing it to avoid that shirt smacking the table.
I've had an idea.
What?
Occasionally you replace Gandalf with Dumbledore.
Yeah. And then occasionally I replace, like, Saruman the White with Dracula. Because Christopher Lee.
You can always replace Gandalf with Magneto from time to time as well.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was just thinking wizard, why not? It's hilarious.
Yeah.
And then there's always Boromir.
Yeah, there is.
This ring is a gift for the coming of winter.
What?
Because he was in Game of Thrones.
Oh gosh.
Does anybody, or did Aragorn ever go on to play any other roles? Whoever the actor was who played him?
Oh, Aragorn's actor? I'd have to look that up. Hold on.
Because he was, like, a very fucking vital role in those movies.
Alright, hold on.
I don't even know who plays him. Like, I don't know the actor's name.
Fellowship of the Ring, IMDb.
I am Dubby.
Oh wow, Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring was released in 2001. That movie still looks fucking gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks pretty damn good. I could have told you it was that old. So I remember being very young and watching it and having my fucking mind exploded out of my skull. Because it was like the greatest shit ever. There was a lot of good ass movies whenever I was a kid. But I bet every kid says that because we're all nostalgia blinded. And most of the stuff we love is actually really terrible, but we're too nostalgic to notice.
Yeah. That's the other actors in, like, Lord of the... I remember, was it Merry or Pippin's actor? But, like, one of those guys, fairly certain it was Pippin, but, like, his actor, was in Quantum Break.
Yeah.
Let's see, obviously there was, Orlando Bloom as Legolas.
Yeah, his career never went anywhere after.
Oh, yeah, totally not. Oh, the Witch King was played by Brent McIntyre. Okay, it was Viggo Mortensen that played Aragorn.
Okay, what does he go on to do, if anything?
Let's see, Viggo Mortensen. Apparently he was in Captain Fantastic.
I don't know what the fuck that even is.
Okay. A History of Violence.
I've never heard of that either.
He was in Psycho.
Psycho.
Or the 1998 Psycho.
Cool.
Oh, he was in the 1997 G.I. Jane? Oh, yeah, G.I. Jane. There was like I think it was like a comedy about like this female soldier or something.
Did you do anything after Lord of the Rings?
After Lord of the Rings? Well, other than the ones I've already mentioned, let's see. After Lord of the Rings, he was in Hidalgo, A History of Violence, Captain Alatriste, The Spanish Musketeer, Eastern Promises, Appaloosa, Good, The Road, A Dangerous Method, On the Road, Everybody Has a Plan, The Two Faces of January, Jaja, Far From Men, Captain Fantastic, and The Revolution Televised. And then he's also going to be in Unabomb and Green Book.
So nothing that I've ever heard of.
No, but he's apparently had a pretty promising career of like one movie every year.
Just movies that nobody watches, apparently.
I feel like they might be like very famous in a different country. Cause I'm not sure. Let's see. Hold on. Oh no, he is from New York City. I always assumed, seeing as like the film was like filmed in where was it filmed? Was it like Norway?
That was like New Zealand or something.
Yeah, New Zealand. See, I figured because it was filmed in New Zealand, I always thought like most of the actors were New Zealanders, but no, he's from New York.
No, I never figured that. I mean, all like half of the main cast are people in other things in other American films.
Fair point. Oh man, speaking of actors who've been in Lord of the Rings, another game series we should totally play is the Legend of Spyro series.
Yeah, I would play Spyro games. Spyro games are cool.
I've never played one, so what should make me play it?
Yes. We have the original.
Enjoy the Spyro games.
We have the original 3 like PS1 Spyro games, but like beyond that, like we should also get the Legend of Spyro series, which is sort of a more serious take on the Spyro series, with Elijah Wood playing Spyro. But honestly,
I heard word. So far, it's only in the stage of being rumors, but apparently a Crash Bandicoot-esque remake of the original Spyro trilogy is in the works.
Yep. So I've heard.
I've also heard, but it's still only in rumor territory, so
if it actually
I've yet to get my hopes up for it.
If it actually does get made, I'll probably look into it. I mean, we have the original Spyro trilogy, so we can probably audit it against that. Audit it against that. Enunciate.
Enunciate. Enunciate.
Enunciate?
Enunciate.
No, thank you.
Oh, never realized that.
What?
Apparently, Gimli is played by John Rhys Davies.
Who the fuck is that?
Let's see. Hold on. He's I'm looking for something that you might recognize that he's been in. Hold on.
To start naming movies.
Oh, apparently he was in The Lion Guard.
Wait, The Lion Guard, isn't that Lion King
Yep.
cartoon with the original edgy Simba OC?
Yes.
Every time I see the main character of The Lion Guard, I just think of somebody's edgy Simba OC.
See, John Rhys Davies actually had a much more promising voice acting career, but definitely one hell of a career. Holy crap.
Gimli. That's pretty cool again to be Gimli, though.
Let's see.
Being anyone in The Lord of the Rings would be fucking sweet.
Oh, he was in Once Upon a Time.
A lot of people were. The main character of Once Upon a Time is the girl from House, and that's half the reason I watched the few episodes I did watch.
Nice.
Because House is such a fucking good show. Hold on.
Oh, he was in Psych.
Sweet.
Oh, apparently he was in Psych because like it was mostly a reference to his role in one of the Indiana Jones films.
He was in an Indiana Jones film?
Yeah, hold on. Let's just skip ahead a little bit.
Oh my goodness.
I feel like a lot of this is just you reading so far.
Wikipedia, the podcast.
I'll cut out all these like boring bits. Oh, he was in SpongeBob SquarePants. Oh, he was Man Ray.
He was Man Ray?
Yep.
Dude, that's fucking sweet.
I don't know who Man Ray is.
It's
Is this-
ma.
Is this your wallet?
Yeah. No.
I'm sure you've at least seen the meme of that.
Nope.
You haven't seen the... Oh my
Excuse
God.
me, sir. Is this your wallet? No. But I saw you drop it. It's not my wallet. Okay, let's try this. Is this your ID? Yeah. You are Patrick Starr? Yes. I found this ID in this wallet. Yes. Therefore, it must be your wallet. Makes sense to me. Then take it. It's not my wallet.
What? What?
It's one of the best jokes in all of SpongeBob, by far.
Let's see. Hold on.
I fucking love Man Ray. They put the... What is it? The fucking tickle belt on him
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever.
Oh, he was in Freakazoid.
That's cool.
He was Thor in the Incredible Hulk TV series in 1996.
He was an Asgardian.
Oh, he was also in Aladdin and the King of Thieves. Man, this guy's been in a lot. Oh, he was also in Gargoyles.
Ooh.
Gurgles.
That's actually something we should totally watch at some point.
Which character was he in Gargoyles?
Macbeth.
Damn.
What?
I don't remember that episode.
He was Macbeth.
Or a set of episodes.
He was Macbeth, Arthur Morwood Smith, Damona's second. There's a lot of people. Okay. Hold on. I got to one Indiana Jones thing, but it was a Universal Park ride. Oh, he was in the Animaniacs for like one episode.
Animaniacs. Zany to the max. I got like 3/4 of the way through the entire Animaniacs series on Netflix. And then I stopped watching it. It was really good, but I got burnt out because I was literally watching it like every day.
Okay, yeah. He was in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade as Sala. Which, not sure, but I think that was like one of the guys from the opening. Like that one guy who just kind of like stole Indiana Jones's whip and then died immediately after.
I don't really remember. It's been such a long time since I watched the Indiana Jones movies.
We actually do have 2 of them on VHS.
I think my grandma still has all of them somewhere, including the Young Indiana Jones, which was a thing.
Oh God. I keep trying to forget that was a thing.
It was a thing!
Actually, we have
It
quite
was a
few.
thing all along, Austin.
Actually, it's kind of funny. We have quite a few VHSs, and I'm fairly certain like 50% of them don't work.
They probably work, we just don't have...
As long as
Good
Robin Hood
VCR.
and Fox and the Hound work.
Well,
We're all
Fox and
good.
the Hound does not work, I'm afraid.
Yeah, Fox and the Hound
Damn.
did not work, remember we tried to watch
Actually, we have a fairly decent VCR. It's just like a lot of these tapes we got from Goodwill. That's the problem.
We have Return of Jafar, the best movie
Oh, yes,
ever
the
made.
The best
Said
Lamb
no one
movie.
ever.
The best part about that is that like in order to get ready for when we eventually do Kingdom Hearts, like the entire Kingdom Hearts series, we're gonna have to like watch every Disney movie that like the worlds are based off of.
God,
and-
that's like 100 Disney movies.
And the Aladdin world from like Kingdom Hearts 2 is based off of the Return of Jafar.
They'll leave it to close.
The Leave of Jaclose.
Down here, Jafar,
Joe, wherever you are.
Wherever you are.
Let's see. What other did? Let's see. Obviously, the first game we're gonna have to watch Alice in Wonderland.
You don't watch games.
I mean, when we're playing the first game, like we'd have to watch. Let's see, Alice in Wonderland, Tarzan.
I watched Tarzan like 987 times when I was a kid.
We actually wouldn't have to watch Hercules to understand the first game.
You don't have to watch any of the movies to understand
Well, I
what's
mean,
going
yeah,
on in the game.
but so we would have to watch Hercules at some point. Like, we don't really have to watch the movies to understand the plot, but I would still recommend watching all the movies before we play.
I'm pretty sure I also watched like
movies.
Pretty sure that I've watched Hercules 2,700 times.
Well, we wouldn't like binge watch them all. We just watch them over the course of time. Then Aladdin, The Little Mermaid, or probably like that weird Little Mermaid prequel movie.
I didn't even know there was a Little Mermaid prequel movie.
Apparently there was one that explains how her mother died.
That's weird.
I have watched Hercules, however, Tarzan, Aladdin.
Let's see. Oh, The Nightmare Before Christmas is definitely one we'll have to watch.
Seen it.
Even if we've seen it, we still have to watch it.
Damn it.
Because it's just such a good movie. Peter Pan.
Seen it.
Pinocchio.
Seen some of it.
Get big.
Seen some of it.
His nose
And that's
get
like-
real big when it tells lies.
And that's like all the movies we'd have to watch for the first game, I think. Yeah. Yeah, that's all the movies we'd have to watch for the first game.
What about Booty and the Beast?
Seen it.
Not really, because Beast only really shows up as a side character. We'd more have to watch that for Kingdom Hearts 2. I really wish there were like a Kingdom Hearts game where you got to go through like the Beast Castle level and like actually fought alongside Gaston.
Yeah, but I feel like your character would be like, this fool is evil.
Or yeah, fight against Gaston. Either or, there needs to be more Gaston in Kingdom Hearts.
In any other movie, Gaston would have been the hero.
Yeah, pretty much. Then let's see, for Chain of Memories, we wouldn't really have to watch anything extra for Chain of Memories because it's just rehashing all the Kingdom Hearts 1 levels. Then in Kingdom Hearts 2, there'd be Mulan, Beauty and the Beast.
Seen it.
Crap, what was the level at the end of that chain? Oh yeah, Hercules again, though we've already watched Hercules, so...
Hercules shows up in like every Kingdom Hearts game.
Then let's see, you go to Disney Castle. Then we'd have to watch Little Mermaid if we watch the prequel movie first.
Seen it.
As long as we don't have to watch Little Mermaid 2.
Well, I don't know.
Boogaloo.
I don't know. We might actually get a world based off of that in Kingdom Hearts 3.
I hope not.
Please no.
Then
Don't do it, because Little Mermaid 2 fucking sucks even harder than the Little Mermaid level in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah. Then let's see. Then there's the Nightmare Before Christmas level again, but that level takes place after the events of Nightmare Before Christmas, and there's no like actual sequel to the Nightmare Before Christmas that isn't a PS2 game. And a fairly damn good PS2 game at that.
Alright, so what else?
There's Aladdin, The Return of Jafar,
Haven't seen it.
and then Lion King.
Watched it like 987 times.
And that's all the levels for Kingdom Hearts 2. Then for Birth by Sleep, there'd be Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, and Snow White.
Seen Snow White.
Then Lilo and Stitch,
Seen it.
Hercules
Lilo and
again.
Lilo and Stitch is such a fucking good movie.
It is. Hercules again.
Oh boy.
And then Peter Pan again. So
Fuck
just like
Peter
four-
right in the pan.
we really only have to watch like 4 movies for Birth by Sleep by the time we reach there.
Ugh.
And then after that, there really isn't much we'd actually have to watch to understand anything. I mean, we really don't have to watch anything to understand anything, but like we'd start off like watching 8 movies, then just kind of keep dwindling the number down to like 4.
I don't know why you want us to watch that many movies, because we don't even need to watch that many movies.
We don't, but I'd still prefer it.
Why?
So that we can compare the movies to the world.
But, it's too many movies.
Too
Like
many
I said,
movies.
we wouldn't have
so
to watch
time.
it like all at once. Just over the course of time! Ugh.
Wow.
That is me stretching.
That's me yawning because I'm fucking tired.
Well, I'd say this is a podcast well done. What do you think?
That's not how you're supposed to cook a podcast.
Would you prefer raw?
No.
Raw and uncut.
You want it medium rare.
Like the fact that we were gone for 3 weeks or months or whatever.
Hank Hill would not approve.
Well then, I'm Ralleign Siston.
Oh, I'm not supposed to be going next. Well, I am Pot of Desires.
And I'm laying on the floor.
And don't listen to Ondor's lies!
Who?
Shit, what's the stop button?
And you failed.
Hold on. Let me,
Peacing out.